Well, hello everybody. It's your boss here in the interview, and today's at the African Music Promotion interview. We got your boy, Buffalo Souljah, over here with us, talking about here and there, about his music, his lifestyle, his career, where he at. He is here, and get tuned. Listen to the African Music Promotion. Get it done.
Yo, greetings, Africa. Wagwan. Yeah.
So, what's your biological name and why Buffalo Souljah?
So, my biological name, my government name is Tabanin Low, also known as Buffalo Souljah. Yeah. So, Buffalo Souljah, the name Buffalo Souljah came about, I think when I was at a tender age, you know. I'll probably say somewhere around 10, 12, you know. My dad used to nickname Buffalo Souljah as well, because I used to always sing along to the Bob Marley Buffalo Soldier song when I was young. I grew up in a house where my dad was always playing reggae music, and my father was a musician. So from there, you know, Buffalo Soldier song was one of the songs that I used to always sing about Marley Buffalo Soldier. So I guess when it came to the time when I wanted to, you know, come up with a stage name, Buffalo Soldier was the one I just used as nickname myself, and then later on went ahead to research about Buffalo Soldier. I mean, about the Buffalo Soldiers themselves, trying, you know, just to read about what they represented. You know, them being the first freed slaves to go fight in the war and things. So from there, man, Buffalo Soldier name became the brand.
Okay, why did you choose to live in SA instead of Zimbabwe?
Well, I came to South Africa to study at first. You understand, my family, you know, been living in South Africa. My sister's been living in South Africa. So I used to always visit. I used to come. I remember the first time I came here, I came with my mother's passport, because back in the days, you know, if you're not over the age of, I think, 16, you would, you know, automatically become be put on your mother's passport a traveler. So I came here the first time I used to visit, and then decided after school, I decided to come here and study. After high school, I study IT. And then, you know, music was always cool. So I would dodge that, you know, for music, and most of the time, so I spent more time at the studios than I was spending in school. So I decided to stay at that time because I was always busy. The reason why I always used to come here is because of the established record labels. You know, your Sony, you know, your bigger record labels like your Sony, your Universals, and things. So I was always there was a time when we used to listen to Lucky Dube and things, groups like Bonga Mafia, you know, Boom Shaka and things. So for me, I felt like, you know, if I want to do it, I want to take it to that level of quality, production-wise, and distribution-wise, you know, just spread around Africa. The dream was always just to see how, you know, penetrate Africa, a few countries of Africa. We were never looking at, you know, trying to conquer the world, 54 countries in Africa, or, you know, global stage. It was always like, you know, as long as I touch people in Zambia, I touch people in Kenya, Tanzania, Nigeria, it was good enough. So I had to come here because of, you know, the whole settings. Trying to push the music on a continental level. That is why I ended up staying here after you know, my constant visits to SA. And I ended up, you know, let me just settle. And plus, I just met up an upcoming record label at that time that was, you know, interested in my sound. So we started work. You know, and at the time I came here, everybody was like, you know, to either hip hop or kwaito music and house music. So I was like, yo, there's an opportunity. Maybe I'm doing reggae and dancehall music. You know, the only artist that we know is doing that is pop, is reggae, is like doing. There's not so many reggae dancers. So I think it could work. And I made South Africa my home.
You started doing music And if I remember well, your first song called "The Day I Will Never Forget." Is there anything behind it?
Yeah, like I said, I studied music at the tender age. I studied music at the age of, okay, not professionally, obviously. I studied music at the age of 8 years. So at that time, I was not really perfect in, writing in my composition. So I would cram and just like, sing along. I mean, sing any situation I go through, any experience. That is where I realized, the whole creativity and how I would create music through my surroundings and my experiences of what I'm going through. So the time was me and my younger brother. We were staying with my dad, my father, and it's a country place called Kariba. My dad was playing for one of the hotels there. He used to play at the hotel called Katsak Hotel and Caribbean Bay Breezes. So he used to play most of the hotels. That was the time when he left his former band with Thomas Mafumu. So me and my younger brother didn't have much to do because Kariba, it's a game resort area. So the only thing we would do is probably go into the wild and chase the baboons and fight the baboons. So we used to go with slingshots, slingshot the baboons and things. So the one day I think we accidentally hit the little, and then the alpha baboon came through charging. So they baboon chased to the house and they almost caught us. And if you know about baboons, when they catch you, they rip you apart. So from there, I started singing. I was chilling. I was sitting. My mom was like, hey, you don't listen, this or that. So at that point in time, I started just singing the experience. I was telling my brother, I was just singing there. Zuaran singa kanga, pandaga, my swan, mafudu, umbo gumbo ditaku, umbo ditaku reva komana, waktundi batisa gumbo. So it was like in my native language, my mother's native language, Shona. So basically, I was talking about, the day I'll never forget, when I got chased with the baboons, talking about my legs, carry me so I can run faster, and stuff. It was just a childish type of experience and content, and.
Aye. Let's talk about Unit album and its success.
The Unity album for me is probably one of my best projects. Look, I had enough time. The pandemic hit us. I'd say for me it's not really a blessing, but not really a curse, but also a blessing. Time, because it gave me time to really, work on the content, because work on the album, because I had time to myself. There was no any other errands or getting out and whatever, because we were on a lockdown. So it was just a focus on the music and the creative. So the Unity album is something that I always wanted to do. My dad's name was Unity, so I always wanted to do a project of Unity, because at one point in time I once called myself Unity. Yeah, I understand. So the album was, I needed it to be a collective of artists that I'm friends with. I reached out so many other artists in Africa, but they couldn't just bring there were so many songs. Yeah, they couldn't bring the songs in time. Sang the parts of the music, the parts of the verses in time. So we ended up just putting the album together and go with what we put together. And it was too many songs already. It's 18 songs an album. So far for me, so far so good. We've only done about 2 videos on the album. I'm planning to do more videos on the album. It's a big project, and for me, it's I obviously wish I had we had a bigger budget to really do the PR, the market for people to hear, but unfortunately, I can only do what I can only take it as far as my hand can do for now. I remember I was telling people that I'm using this project also as a pilot for awareness, for international and global distribution and so forth. So we'll see how it goes. We still pushing the Unity album. So far, so good. Can't complain. I'm happy about every song that's on the album. Happy about all the features we have. You know, we got Ice Prince there. We got a youngster there. We got Roberto, you know, from Zambia. Youngster is from South Africa. We got the Looking For You guys from South Africa as well. So I mean, the project is good so far, so good, and we got Jamaican features as well there. I Octane, you know, we got Benny Man endorsements from Benny Man on the project and skits. So I mean, so far so good on the project, and you know, so the features are awesome, and we're just looking into doing, you know, most of the videos for all the features. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Just want to thank everybody for supporting so far, and everybody that's been copying the album, and you know, everybody that's streaming and so forth, man, and sharing.
At the Jamaican Observer, you said Zimbabwe is a reggae country. Why?
Well, yeah, man. So basically, what I mentioned that, you know, reggae and dance music is big in Zimbabwe. You know, reggae is home. It's home to Zimbabwe simply because since this is even before the Independence Day when the great Bob Marley came to bless the country on the Independence in 1980. You know, obviously when the song "Liberate Zimbabwe" Bob Marley was released. Since then, has always been a reggae country, the reggae culture and dancing. But I believe, because my father used to tell me about how even from a long time ago, they listened to, you know, even reggae music, most of the reggae music before the coming of Bob Marley to Zimbabwe. You know, they were listening to Peter Tosh already, they were listening to other artists, you know, the Wailers already. So I just feel like since then we've been years. It's been a generation of reggae music passed on. That's why it's within us. It's within most Zimbabwe people, because we relate to it because of the consciousness, obviously. So yeah, man.
Do you think what makes you performed at the White House in the US and being the first Zimbabwean, maybe in Africa, to have such opportunity?
Well, look, I mean, the opportunity came at a time when we joined the One Campaign. We were part of the One Campaign with Born Off of YouTube. So we were part of the One Campaign. Fali Pupa. You know, all about artists. Victoria Kimani. There's a lot of artists that were part of the project, Diamond Platinums. So we were all part of the One Campaign, one of the artists that were chosen in Africa. So that's when the opportunity came. It was on the summit, African Summit, that at that time when President Obama invited African leaders, and then we were part of the entertainment. That's when the opportunity came, and obviously, you know, it was a time when also I think I was probably the only Zimbabwean artist recognized in Africa or known, you know, in Africa. It was before now where people are now exposed to other Zimbabwean artists. So the opportunity came right and plus we were already dominant in Africa in terms of the music, you know, music playing on MTV, Channel O, Trace, you name it, you know, Sound City hunting. So it was to an advantage, you know, when they wanted to select African artists, then the name pop up.
I can see in your album Unity, you made a combination of different cultures. All of this is a creativity of next level, right? Congratulations, by the way. What comes in your mind before making this genius and creative idea?
The first thing that came to mind is you know, you hear unity, you hear oneness, you hear one love. You vision one market. I've always been preaching and talking about the one market, that if Africans, if we amalgamate as Africans, we come together and have one market. Imagine how much money we could have made. You know, Jay-Z once said, you know, Africans have to conquer Africa first before they come. You know, look at the global market. So we over billions in Africa. if we can conquer this market, and we would have conquered a great market. That's business. So for me, the unity comes with business. The unity comes, comes with just great achievement in becoming great ambassadors in Africa. And that is still the gap is still not yet closed. It's still, Africans still haven't really, broken those boundaries. The borders are still there musically. So it's what we work with. It's something I've been preaching for years now. Africans to unite, Africans to come together for our distribution to be able to distribute into all 54 countries. And I can imagine an artist in Morocco or an artist in Togo or Congo, Zimbabwe, Malawi, Zambia, Tanzania, and every time you drop it, the same way when Beyonce drops a single today, before the end of the day, the whole world now knows about the music. It's what we're working towards. It's the dream of Kwame Nkrumah. It's the dream of Gaddafi, for us to come together. You understand?
Why reggae artist and not jazz artist or saxophonist like your father? And do you play any music instrument?
Well, this music thing is a calling thing. People are called in different genres. People are called in different styles. I used to rap. Funny enough, I used to rap. I used to sing R&B music. I used to do pretty much everything. But I found home in reggae and dance music. You understand? So when you try so many things, then you later on come back to your roots, and you're like, yo, I think this is what really makes me. This is where I feel, my expression, my creativity, my advantage. Look, we fused dance or reggae with hip hop, Afrobeat, with every type of sound. With my piano, house, we fuse it. But then the roots remain. What isn't that what you're comfortable with? Your roots, which is my reggae and dance. My roots, obviously, my real roots is not reggae and dance. My real roots is African roots, which is where it could be African traditional music, it could be GT music, typical Zimbabwean type of music. But then reggae is a culture that I could relate to. Spiritual, I would say there's a connection of, the roots of the reggae music. All the music comes from Africa. Everything comes from Africa. There is a connection. If I wanna go in the depth of it, there's a connection from my forefathers. The connection spiritually, the connection to reggae music, and I find myself really emotionally in the music. When it's dance and music, you can still feel emotion in the music. So yeah, man.
So I'm gonna let you have this 1 minute to praise about Zimbabwe and convince people around the world to come and visit Zimbabwe.
Well, my people are full of humility, humbleness, cultured people and traditional people. Quite many, you understand, in Zimbabwe, people have, too many values, you understand. And it's just all love, peace and harmony, you understand. I'm not saying the whole country, but you'll find 20% and 10% and just bad tomatoes and, paint, the rest of the people, bad, but the country is full of love. And the country, the landscape, you understand. We're full of, reserve, the country, the nature is surrounding. When you visit like Victoria Falls, you understand. You see places like, okay, not Victoria, we call it Musuotunya. You visit Zimbabwe, you go to Musuotunya. You understand. You see Inyanga, you see all the mountains and things. Yeah, you see the beauty of that. Yeah, creation, just the nature. It's just Zimbabwe has it. You understand? It's just the warmth of the country. You go to Kariba Dam, you visit Kariba Dam. You understand? There's just too many of tourist attraction centers and places and people to come if you want to visit Zimbabwe.
Papa said, once you get the money, make you no poor. No one I need. If you think like sacrifice, let them go put your name on the Hall of Fame. I got to feed my family.